This is 79-year-old Harold Seiden. At first glance, he seemed like any other elderly man, quiet, harmless, even innocent. But when police arrived at his home in Houston County, Georgia, they uncovered something so horrifying. It was almost impossible to believe Harold could be behind it. On the morning of February 7th, the Houston County Sheriff's Office received a chilling 911 call. A frantic man claimed his neighbor had just shot his wife. What began as a domestic disturbance would soon unravel into a scene far more disturbing than anyone expected, and all signs pointed to Harold Seiden.
911, what's your emergency?
My neighbor, he just came up through my yard, all covered in blood. I guess what he's saying is he and his wife had a big argument, and he might have killed her.
Okay, what's the address, sir?
It's 2356 Elko Road.
All right, and do you know where he is right now?
Yeah, he just walked into my house. He's sitting in the kitchen.
Does he have any weapons on him?
Well, I found a knife, but she took it from him.
Police rushed to the scene, shaking the quiet town of Elko, Georgia awake. With little information to go on, officers took no chances, treating everyone present as a potential suspect. Whatever happened here, it was serious, and the truth was still hiding behind closed doors.
Best I got is a male named Bud, possibly about 80 years of age. His number was should be in the residence with the caller. The caller's going to be the neighbor. I'm not sure on the address where it occurred.
I don't think this is going to be the...
Come up here. What's going on, fella? Keep your hands up where I can see him.
Where's he at?
Where is he at?
He's in my house with my wife. He called me. He said, Nate, are you home? I said, yeah. He said, have you got a gun? I said, yeah. I said, yeah, bud, what you need? He said, I need you to shoot me. Me and Deb had it out. She left. And she gone. Yeah. I said, Brother Bud, I walked out to talk to him. Yeah. And I walked out the door and he was in the yard out here. Blood all over his shirt and everything. His hands.
Where does he live?
And the camper back there behind me.
Do you know, is he in the house right now?
Yeah. Right there with my wife. I mean, he's no danger. He ain't got no weapon.
You're not gonna get hurt, okay? Can you tell us what's going on? You okay? What's going on?
I was supposed to get operated on Monday. I've been operated on for a full year. Shoulder. I tore the shoulder out before they...
You don't have anything on this side. Where'd you get all the blood from?
My wife and me.
Where is she at?
She's down in the house. She's a good woman, but me and her, she wanted me to get operated on Monday, and I wanted to wait on it.
Okay.
I've been operated on.
Is she okay?
No, she's gone.
This was the exact moment officers realized just how serious the situation was. Harold seemed calm, even frail last person you'd expect to commit violence. No one could have guessed he had just killed his own wife. It wasn't until Harold quietly admitted that she's probably dead that officers realized there was a dying body inside, and every second counted.
She's gone.
Cover her, cover him.
Officers know better than to fully trust a witness or a suspect. For all they knew, someone could still be inside the trailer, armed and dangerous. So they moved in with caution, prepared for anything.
Come on, Dusty. Cover back there. Huh? Got blood on it.
With no clue where Deborah's body might be, officers turned to Harold for answers, hoping he could help speed up the search before it was too late.
Hey, ask her where she's at.
Where's she at in the camper?
She's in the back room.
Back room? Supposed to be in the back room. How many rooms are in the camper?
Got it. The living room. There's a door that goes into the back room.
25.
Living room, then the door, then the back room?
Huh?
Which side? Which?
What side's the bedroom?
There's another door.
On the left?
Yeah. No, yeah, on the left. Look back in the back.
It's supposed to be living room, door to the left, then go to the back.
Nobody back there?
Nothing, brother.
Nothing.
Strangely, even with Harold's help, the body was nowhere to be found. This raised serious concern. Officers moved to their next best option, searching the perimeter of the trailer for any sign of Deborah.
You good in there? Where she's at?
She's on the back bed.
She's under the blanket.
Yeah, he covered up the blanket.
The body had been right in front of them the entire time, overlooked in the chaos and confusion. By the time officers finally saw her, it was far too late. Deborah Seidenfaden was dead. With the chance to save Deborah now gone, officers turned their focus to the unthinkable question: why did Harold kill his own wife? To make sense of the chaos, they sat down with Harold himself, hoping his words might reveal the truth behind the tragedy.
Bud, you ain't got no weapons or anything else on you, do you? You need any knives or anything? Hold on, don't. Okay, just your phone?
Yeah. No.
Well, we didn't have exact on everything, so unfortunately we had to be safe, not sorry. And by us being safe, that actually keeps you safer.
Yeah. Well, that prosthesis goes down into the bone. It broken out. Oh. And now, I can't. In the hospital for 2 days. Couldn't drink, had a bowel blocking. This way goes around. This even split the skin. I couldn't drink or eat 14 days. And the stupid doctor said, you're diabetic and your blood sugar's too low. I said I hadn't eaten anything or drank anything. Hadn't eaten anything or drank anything for 14 days. So my blood sugar's too low. Need to drink bleach.
When was that? When did you drink bleach? This morning?
Years of pain from surgeries and chronic health issues had left him broken. He felt trapped physically, emotionally, and mentally. Deborah had been pressuring him to undergo yet another operation, and under that weight, Harold snapped. But instead of taking his own life, he took Deborah's.
Ma'am, don't put anything on it right now just because of the blood. No. I understand that, but there's also other things going on, okay? Yeah.
His shoulder.
I checked it for.
Just did break out. The prosthesis down in there.
He's on fire, okay?
The box. Got the knife and the pants in it. And that's his phone right there next to it.
Is there any way that somebody makes sure my wife gets covered up before they look at it and see something?
We're gonna make sure everything's taken care of. Now you gotta come over and we'll walk with
Yeah, I'll stay with you. Bud, you gonna stay with me for a minute, okay?
Oh, okay.
He's gonna bring the car up to you. Make it a little bit easier. You're gonna have to slide. Put your other foot up there and then kind of push. Pull your left foot in. Oh,
While it's easy to feel sympathy for Harold, officers couldn't forget the reality. He had just brutally killed his wife. This was now a homicide investigation. With that in mind, they turned to the 3 witnesses on scene, starting with Harold's neighbor, the man who had made the initial 911 call. And what he revealed would expose the dark, isolated life Harold had been living for the past year.
The hell of a thing to wake up to on a Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't been long, got up, he called me. It's late. I said, yeah, you home? I said, yeah. He said, you gotta go. I said, yeah, bro, what's going on? I need you to shoot it. No, but I just drink half the other food, cut my wrist, I try to kill myself if I can. I need somebody to do it for me. I said, but I can shoot.
Harold's neighbor mentioned that his wife had helped treat Harold's wounds after the shooting. So next, officers turned to her, hoping she could shed more light on what happened after Deborah was killed.
what did you clean up? Yeah. Right, but what did you clean up though? I mean, in the house, not him personally, in the house.
I set him in his chair and I done everything in his chair.
Okay, so nothing else in the house? Okay. All right, that's fine.
Okay.
Just want to make sure.
And I put the paper towels in that box.
Okay, all right.
So,
Yeah, just leave everything where it is now. That way the investigators can take pictures of everything.
it was, he had his hands like this.
Yeah, was he anywhere else in the house? How did he come in? The back door?
I was down there in the yard,
And he just came straight through here? Did he go anywhere else in the house?
No.
All right, so he just came in here, sat down, and then...
She was in the kitchen. I heard you come here, hurry. Walk around the corner. No, God, bud.
Okay, all right. So just to make sure, came in that door, walked straight over here, sat here until we got here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told him just sit here.
Okay.
He said, did y'all call the police? He said, yes.
Okay.
He said, "Tell them to call me, so I'm gonna do it."
All right, yeah, just don't mess with any of that. We'll just stay out here or outside. It's fine, but that way they can go ahead and take pictures of everything. Okay?
I'll go outside.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Out here or in there. That way they can get pictures of it. Yeah, well, and that's the other thing. In case there's any drops or anything, that way they can get pictures of it.
Lastly, officers spoke with Harold's boss, who also owned the property. He had arrived before police and might hold key details that could help clarify the timeline and what really happened that morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey there. Yeah, we can't really say much. The one thing I can ask you, I understand you're the property owner, you have a right to be here, but this is an active crime scene, so we do need to keep everybody out.
Yeah,
so if
can
you
I go in the house?
No, the entire property is a crime scene right now. So we're still investigating.
Well, when he called me, he said, Nate, my aunt's husband, he said, where you at? I said, I'm just getting up. He said, can you come out here? I said, what's going on? He said, Bud just called me and told me to kill his wife. And he didn't have enough nerve to kill himself. So I made him halfway up the driveway. Could I shoot him? I said, you better call 911.
Yeah.
That's right. Don't meet him up the driveway. First I was messed up like in the house. Because the other day he was talking kind of off his head. But not murder off his head.
Basically, I just stood there, but his spontaneous utterances where he couldn't take it anymore. She wanted him to have another surgery on his shoulder that he was supposed to have next week, and he didn't want to because of the pain and everything he's in. Apparently, that's his boss from the country club. Apparently, he's also got some heart issues as well that's been going on. Yeah, he couldn't take it anymore and something else. Basically, it was just one of those, he had to do it to get away from her. Pretty much what it boiled down to.
She wanted to have surgery. She wanted to go ahead and have the surgery. And he didn't want to have the surgery.
While some officers remained to secure the scene, others transported Harold to the local hospital, both to treat his injuries and to collect evidence, including his clothing. An officer stayed close by, and during the ride, they had one final conversation. about the disturbing events that had unfolded just an hour earlier.
I'm on the Springfield Court for a relay service. They've contact that down about this and I can call and see it.
Do what, bud? Do what, man? Do what? They're working on getting you something that way you can use the bathroom. Yeah, we'll get that in just a second. They're gonna get you something to use the bathroom with, and then we'll get you out of that and get you some clothes changed, okay?
Are you hearing any voices? Are you hearing any voices, anything like that? Right now?
Oh, you need to unplug it.
You hear me? Okay.
Stay watch the ball. Before you started pulling stuff,
That was all officers could get out of Harold, but truthfully, it was everything they needed to convict him. He was deemed mentally competent to stand trial, and on November 23rd, Harold Seidenfaden was convicted of 2 counts of murder, 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of firearm possession. He was sentenced to life in prison